Lifelong silver stacker cashes out. In the next 3 minutes, I'll show you what he did with his massive hoard of silver. We all dream of this day, and for this guy, that day has come. He's ready to cash out. He's done it. Let's see. I need to thank all of you for sending me your stories via email. I always am amazed and excited to hear what you guys are doing with silver, what you guys are doing with gold, how you're getting your hands on it, and your plans on what to do with it. Keep those emails coming. I really appreciate it. This lifelong silver stacker sent me an email, and I just knew I must relay his story to you guys. We can all learn from this. He started stacking decades ago. When I say those words, decades ago, all of you should be calculating spot price in your mind. This guy started accumulating silver back when it was $5 an ounce. Whew! If I knew then what I know now, one of my fantasies is to have a time machine, and I promise I will devote an entire video to this idea. Just know that if I could go back, I would go back to that. I'd go back to $5 silver. I'd stock up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you would do with your time machine. I'm dying to know. Now, he claims to have been stacking for as long as he can remember, and he spent much of his years ignoring naysayers, ignoring the negative comments. That is what it takes. You've heard me say this before. Stacking silver and stacking gold is a long game, and this guy has lived it out for us. Please leave me a comment and let me know how long you've been in this silver game, how long you've been in the gold game. I know many of you are new, but I'm always excited to hear people who've been doing this for 5, 10, 20 years. My first question for this guy was, how did he get his wife on board? If you've been watching my channel, then you know that my wife, the love of my life, Mrs. Pound of Gold, she has big plans waiting to pull the trigger and spend my stack of silver, spend my stack of gold. It's a constant struggle. In fact, I hope to keep this story away from her because she will use this as ammunition for her argument to get me to cash out. What did he do with this massive stack? He's a senior citizen now. He's in his 70s. His kids are grown, and it's just himself and his wife. I would love to tease you guys and make you guess what he does with the silver. I would love to make this a 2-part video where you leave me a comment, force you to guess what he does with all the silver, and then post a second part. Don't worry, I'm not that mean. I actually, after all these decades of stacking silver, he actually follows the conservative path and cashes out all of his silver at today's spot price. Follow this math. He has accumulated 800 ounces. Yes, you heard that correctly. 800 ounces of silver. Before you break out your calculator, I'll do the math for you. That's 50 pounds of silver. If you're new to the world of stacking precious metals, then 50 pounds may not sound large to you, but silver is a very dense metal. 50 pounds is massive. He told me that most of it was in the form of bars, and that made it easy for him to store. What was his takeaway? The grand total? 50 pounds at $25 spot price? That's a great payoff for someone that started when silver was $5 an ounce. And yes, as you may have guessed, he's using this for a down payment on a new house for his son. That is the part that I need to keep away from Mrs. Pound of Gold. She would love to cash out my hoard for a down payment on a new home. So, shh, let's keep this between you and I.